Hey guys, so this is the 2020 financial year in review. And you've probably by this point already seen my 2020 financial goal review. That is just sort of an overview of some of the things that happened this year and how that panned out for my goals. But in that video, I didn't get super in depth. So if you were somebody who was more interested in the numbers, then this is the video for you. I'm going to hop on the computer here in just a second, and we're going to look at exactly how everything broke down this year. So let's go ahead and switch over there.
Let's take a look here at net worth. You see this goes from December 2019 to December 2020. So it's for the whole year of 2020, and I just put December 2019 on here so that we could see what the balance was on December 31st. So essentially what we're doing here is looking at the first day of 2020 and then the last day of 2020, and we'll see what the difference is. The red is the debt, the green is assets, and then the black line follows the net worth. So you can see here that it doesn't look like a whole lot of change, but it did visibly go up in 2020. But then when you go down here and look at the actual numbers, you can see that my actual peak net worth was in November. But you can see here that it was negative 176,000 on the last day of December 2019, and at the last day of December 2020, it was negative 145,000. So that's actually a difference of $31,261.54. So that is an absolutely enormous difference in overall net worth, because if you think about that, that's about what I make in an average year. And I don't get to keep that. That goes to stuff I have to spend money on. This is what I actually got to keep and either add as an asset or pay off a debt. So that is an absolutely enormous change. But let's look at it overall, because this is just the last year. I think sometimes when you look at the all-time graph, you can see things a little bit more clearly in how they've changed. So if we look here, it's going to have the same information down below, but let's see, okay, so December 2019 is right there, and then, well, let me go over there, but December 2020 is right there. So it didn't look like much when it was just showing last year, but this whole little area here to here, where it really shot up, that was 2020. So, and as you can see here, the debts did get paid down, but the assets also went up. And the combination of those two is why this went up so much in that time. So overall, net worth is doing great. Huge changes for 2020. But let's actually look into some of the individual accounts too, so you guys can get like a little better concept of when exactly these changes were made. And the first one to look at here is my small credit card. And I say that because that was one of the financial goals for 2020, was to get that paid off. And it started off at $599.91, or at least that was the end of January. And then slowly got paid down. And then finally in May, during my first deployment, that was my first goal to pay off. That was the first thing that was paid off. And of course, there's nothing on that. I've been able to just not charge anything more. Now we're looking at the big credit card. So starting again at the very end of 2019, that was the balance. And then as you see here, it was just very slowly getting paid down by the minimum payment every month. And then in May, I first paid off the small credit card. Then what was left of the extra money, I put toward the big credit card, which accounts for the big jump here from $3,300 to $2,500. So that's what, $800 and some dollars. I may have made some small extra payments throughout the year as well, on top of the minimum payment after that. So that accounts for it continuing to go down throughout the year. And then for it, you'll see it went up just a little bit here at the end. If you guys remember from my December 2020 budget review, I had a friend charge her hotel room to it because they wouldn't let her check in without a card. I am getting that credited back. So it's more like this actually and a little less rather than that charge. But going by this number, that is a difference of about $1,400 for the year in getting that paid down. Then, of course, I did pay off the car loan, which you can see accounted for in the overall net worth. But I don't have a graph to show you guys that because it's something that the account did not sync with Mint, and I would have to change the balance of manually every month. So it's accounted for in past transactions, but I can't actually switch over to a graph that would show what it is because it just shows a balance of 0 across the board now that it's paid off. But the one other thing that I can show you guys is how I saved for the year. What we're looking at here is my savings account, which is where I have my emergency fund. So if you see here at the end of 2019, that was at $1,700. And then it actually went down because if you guys remember, I got laid off in January of 2020. So I must have had to have tapped into it here. I did also stop contributing to it because I was no longer getting paychecks. So you see here that it was only slightly going up. And then again in February, I got a job. So I started contributing again. So it's going up, but very slowly. May, I started the new job, and you can see that the big jump here. But this big jump actually was that I got the stimulus check, the $1,200, and just put that in here. So from $1,500, and then you add the $1,200 into that. So that's $2,700. So only about $200 of this is me actually adding my own money to it. But then I started the new job, and I was working 84 hours a week, did $1 per hour worked, and started to slowly put this in here, as well as taking a couple of deployments where all of the extra money I made was allocated to go into savings anyhow. So it just keeps going up to the point that it is here with, so you can tell obviously August was one of the ones where I was putting the extra money into savings because it almost doubles in this 1 month. So what you see there over those last few months, I did have to stop contributing to the emergency fund when I stopped getting hours from work, but the extra $5 or $6 a month that you see accruing on there, that is just from the interest that is being accrued on the balance that's still there. So that's $12,600 at the end, and it was $1,700 here. So let's say $11,900 roughly increase in that. So I feel much more secure now knowing that I have this level of an emergency fund to fall back on. And as 2020, the end of it, and 2021 has gone so far, I found I've been able to support myself just on my unemployment and my YouTube income and have not had to tap into this. And I don't plan on having to tap into this. So I think this should basically stay about where it is for right now until I start working again, and then I can continue contributing to it. So that kind of reviews all of the goals that I had for this year as far as the financial goals. But just for fun, let's look over here at the income. So just looking here, this is January 2020, where I did make quite a bit of money because I got my severance when I was laid off. And then February, mostly unemployed, although I did get some unemployment. March was a rough month because I ended unemployment and I just started the new real estate job. That was fully settled into that job, plus the stimulus check for $1,200. And then May, June, July, August, and September are the months that I was working that new job that made a lot of money. And then September in particular is also when I got the insurance check for when the car was hit. So that's added into there as well. October, up to October 9th, was the last month that I was working at my job. Yeah, and then I also got a couple small paychecks after that. And then everything from here on out was just on unemployment. So that is a total income for the year of $56,000, which is really almost double what I would normally make in a year. So now we're going to look at how this income for the year breaks down. And as you can see, a huge portion of it here is the company that I work for. 64% of all of my income this year came from this company, and actually even more, as you'll see in some of the smaller ones. But 64% here, that's $35,000. This is the real estate job that I had for like 2 months. This is unemployment. Some of it was from early in the year, some from late in the year. This is Candid. So I was laid off from Candid on January 16th of 2020, and this was my severance, which was a severance package plus the vacation that I hadn't taken paid out. And this is ADP. This is my actual pay from Candid. Again, I was only working there 16 days in the year, so I didn't make that much. But they used ADP as their payroll processor, so that's what that is. The car insurance settlement that was paid out, I think, in September. And if we'll scroll down here, so Internal Revenue Service, this is the $1,200 stimulus. This SBA EIDL advance, this really is a business transaction, but it's here because I hadn't made a business account for the YouTube channel yet. This is the Small Business Association Economic Injury Disaster Loan Advance. And then $597, that's Google AdSense. It also includes Super Chats in that. This is Candid, where they paid out my vacation. So I guess that wasn't included in the amount up above. So that was the vacation. I sold my old car in February of last year, $500 for that. Sometimes under referral info, you would find Instacart, and that's how much I got in bonuses. That usually is a lot more, but obviously everything's been shut down this year because of the virus. Overall, I've returned $250 worth of purchases. This is reimbursement of my expense reports from my main job that I had this year. I paid $190 when I filed my taxes last year in state taxes. My coworker on and off has given me $146. We're not coworkers anymore, but it's the one that I tell you guys borrows money off of me and things like that. I made $128.25 in TaskRabbit, which I was doing various tasks up until about April when the pandemic shut everything down. The $45.19 interest paid is from my savings accounts. Mom has given me $30.67 in the couple times that I've visited her this year. Someone donated $15 through the PayPal link that's in the description of all the videos. Cash redemption, I would have to look into that. I actually don't remember what that is. I told you guys that I had been like experimenting with merch, and somehow somebody found it and bought one. So that's a profit off of one t-shirt, $6.16. Nielsen from, I believe, December of 2020. This is from doing a survey. $5 from Cash App. I don't remember what this is for. And then coins for $3. This is also from December 2020, but usually at the end of the year, every year, I go to Coinstar, cash in all the spare change I had from that year. And then Amazon Associates, I got kicked out of the program because I didn't have high enough traffic. But they paid me out what my balance was. So $2.36. And then interest income, I believe, if I remember right, that was something my coworker paid me back, and I was trying to. She always pays me back with interest, and I think I was trying to separate that out. So all in all, that's just over $56,000 for this year, which is definitely the highest income it's ever been.
So in the end, guys, you can see that what really made the huge difference this year was just that the coronavirus threw everything into chaos, and for once, I actually was able to make that work positively for me. Things usually don't work out that way, and the biggest part of that was getting that job where I was able to pay down a lot of things and save a lot of money, and that is really what affected my net worth so much in this year. And by doing that and getting some things paid off, made things in the future a good bit easier for me and made many years of progress, essentially, rather than the very slow progress that I've been making before. So, with that being said, I'm really happy that I could make all that progress this year. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing the in-depth view of it there. And my next video coming out will be my 2021 financial goals. So if you guys have any recommendations before I make that video of goals that you think I should include in that, let me know down here in the comments of this video, and I'll see if that's something that I'd be interested or capable of doing this year.